welcome back to the Dungeon of Bad Decisions. This is the 53rd installment of Anna Attempts to Explain Things. I'm your host, Anna, and this week's topic is my favorite spells in Pathfinder. So, I don't really get to play Pathfinder much anymore since 5e came out, but for a long time, I really like playing sorcerers, and some of my favorite spells are obviously not in the main thing. I think my favorite, most of them are first and second level spells, but I think my favorite ones are ear-piercing scream. Because here's the thing. Most things are not immune or resistant to sonic damage. So when you have a DM who really likes using, resistances or monsters with resistances to usual damages, bludgeoning, slashing, fire, whatever, sonic damage is great because you're basically the only person who could do full damage. Ear-piercing scream's a first level spell. It's single target. You do a d6 of damage per 2 caster levels. They have to do a fort save or they're dazed for a round. A successful save negates the daze and halves the damage. But it's really good for a first level spell. When you level up, you can get Sonic Scream, which is basically the same thing but in a cone. That's a lot of fun. Another first level spell I'm a huge fan of, which I have had DMs refuse to let me use it, is Snowball. It's literally what it sounds. You conjure up a ball of packed ice and snow and you throw it at somebody. But the thing is, they have to do a con save. I mean, it does cold damage, which not everything's immune to, or resistant to. And they have to do a con save, or they're dazed. So that's pretty neat. I had a DM who refused to let me take it because he's like, I know you're not a power gamer, Anna, but that spell's broken. And I was like, well, fuck you then. Nobody else lets me use it. Another one of my favorite spells for higher level is Create Pit. It's exactly what it sounds like. You can conjure up a 10 by 10 pit, interdimensional pit. It lasts for a certain amount of time, and anybody on the lip or underneath, has to do a dex save or fall in. There are other variations as you level up, like Hungry Pit, Spiked Pit, Acid Pit, whatever, that actually do active damage instead of just knocking them prone and giving everybody else all your ranged hits bonus. Advantage isn't a thing in Pathfinder. My other favorite spell was Thunderstomp. You stamp on the ground, and it's a combat maneuver. You roll to basically grapple them with your combat maneuver bonus. Except, you can use your caster's stats instead of, your strength or dex or whatever. So, you can basically be like a magic distance monk, sort of. I used it a lot to knock people into a pit. That and, pushing spells and whatever. It's a lot of fun. I really liked using those spells. They were kind of my go-to. Have radios like Magic Missile, Mage Armor, Shield, Fireball. I had, Magic Missile, Mage Armor, Ear-Piercing Scream, Snowball. I really like those spells. They're a lot of fun. Especially if you have Power Gamer DMs who like to put you up against enemies with, Retzel resistances. You become, the main DPS, even if you're a sorcerer with a massive glass jaw. If you enjoyed this video, check out more content in the links in the description below for the Dungeon of Bad Decisions Discord server, and my blog where I post quotes, anecdotes, and photos from the tabletop games I play in at thedungeonofbaddecisions.tumblr.com, and to support my Patreon. Special thanks again to Crunchy Chompy for being a Game Master's Nightmare, and to Polygon and Tark for being average adventurers. Click here to check out the rest of the series, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Roll 20s, y'all!